On my last video, I talked about doing a tool review or toolbox tour on the tools I've got and what I use to build things and work on my Jeep and stuff like that, and install parts and rebuild things. So we're going to take a look and check out that stuff, and I'll show you guys kind of stuff that are a necessity and things that not so much a necessity, that kind of a luxury to have, and things you can get by with when building Jeeps and working on stuff and installing parts and things like that and fixing things. So we'll check out my toolbox in my garage. It's a new house that we just built, so the garage is a work in progress. My toolbox is a work in progress. My tools are a work in progress. So don't judge me too harshly. But let's check. All right, so excuse the mess in the garage. But this is my garage, basically my shop. And there's the Jeep. She gets to get parked inside. The wife hates it, but the garage is mine. I try to organize things the best I can. I've got cleaning stuff. What's on the wall keeps stuff off your floor, in my opinion. So that's how I try to do things. Jack stands are a must. A good jack. I got that jack at Harbor Freight. To me, it works great, and to me, it seems like a good deal. Got my fluid changing tub there. I think I got that at O'Reilly's. The thing's pretty handy. This is my impact and power tool bay that I built. I've got this impact and this Makita drill that a buddy of mine gave me. He gave me 2 sets of those. So I beat those up. Those are the ones I use for working on a vehicle, getting greasy and stuff like that. I've got my Milwaukee drill and my Milwaukee, call it like a screwdriver is what they call it. But this works amazing for all kinds of household stuff and drilling and screws and stuff like that. I use that quite a bit. And in here, I've also got, you know, my charged batteries, other odds and ends, screws and anchors and stuff like that. Impact bit set, and good set of drill bits, almost everything you would need. I got extractor here, bolt extractor set. Comes in handy when you break something off, an old bolt. These unibits are amazing for drilling holes for like running wires in your Jeep or any vehicle, and stuff through the firewall. You can make it as big of a hole as you need and put a grommet in there and run your wires through. So those come in handy. Over here, you know, I've got stuff hanging up here. These are hex keys and stuff like that. Like I said, the majority of stuff you can get out and up on the wall helps you out a lot. Like there's my creeper on the wall, my ladders and stuff like that. Things like this keep stuff out of your toolbox and create more space in your toolbox. These are magnetic and they hold your screwdrivers. This one I've got for Phillips or flatheads. I need to get that filled up, and this one I have for Phillips. And then I've got these bigger ones that are for like all kinds of stuff. You can put whatever you want in there. I have my pliers in this one, and then pry bars and stuff like that on that other one. The magnets are pretty strong. It's a pretty big pry bar all the way there on the left, so they hold pretty good. Here I've got miscellaneous stuff. This is Milwaukee Toolbox. I'll probably get another one just like it because I need the space. But like I said, my toolbox is a work in progress. Organizing it is taking some time to get it to where I like it. So that's a lot of my military stuff, patches, things like that. I've got markers, pins, X-Acto knives there, batteries, all kinds of stuff. You know, it's kind of a catch-all up here. But in here I've got miscellaneous stuff, box cutter, files, chisels for like house stuff, quick disconnects for fuel lines and all kinds of stuff on vehicles, flare tool, multi-tool. Here I've got markers, pins. This is a pick set that I got for real cheap. Comes in handy for getting gaskets out and messing with little things. This is a snap ring pliers, the universal kind that you can change up and switch to reversing and stuff. Not a big fan of this set, this pliers, but I'd like to have a full set of snap ring pliers. I'll get that eventually someday. This here is a punch set. Very handy for punching, labeling stuff whenever you pull them out on a motor or stuff. You want to keep each piston where it goes, and your rings and your caps and stuff like that all punched out, so you know where stuff came off of and they can go back where they came out of. Comes in handy. So one of those, I got that cheap at Harbor Freight. It's like a Pittsburgh set, but that comes in handy. I've just been organizing this just yesterday, so I'm not there's some boxes that are empty or drawers that are empty. This is one of them. This is another one of them, and this is my 1/2-inch deep well sockets. These are all standard 12-point and 6-point. These are all metric 12-point and 6-point. I'll talk about this set that I actually have here in a minute after we get done with this. And my logic behind this is I've got metric wrenches up here. These stubbies, you need them, they come in handy. Now even more handy than that is these gear wrench stubbies. Once you use them, you'll love them. Gear wrench everything, flex heads. So I'm not picky on tools. I do have like this Pittsburgh set, and that's from Harbor Freight. What I'm going to do with these is whenever one breaks, I'm going to replace them with this Tecton. I really like them. They're 6-point, so less stripping could happen there. They seem really quality built. Lifetime warranty on it, no hassle. You send the thing back, they send you a new one. And not outrageously priced. So check them out and see if you like them. I kind of really like them. So whenever one of these cheap Pittsburgh ones break, I'm going to order a Tecton to replace it. And that's how I'm going to do that. Now, so this is my method to the madness. You got metric up here, and then you got metric sockets here. Now these sockets are all 12-point, 6-point. The 1/2-inch here are all the shallow 1/2 inches, and then you've got 3/8 and 1/4 inch, and everything you could possibly need. And then under that is my standard wrenches. And then under the standard wrenches are my standard sockets. Same deal, 12-point and 6-point, all the way down to 1/4 inch drive. So I'll explain now about the sockets. These are all Craftsman. I got them as a set. It's a 300-piece, 299 sockets. It's every socket, every chrome socket that Craftsman has ever made. And my method to this madness was, okay, I've got a Craftsman socket. and then say you have a snap-on socket. I'm going to pay a lot more for the snap-on socket. Yeah, if it breaks, I can send it in and get a new one. But if the Craftsman breaks, I can go down to Sears in town and get this one replaced right then and there. And that's kind of my opinion on it. I think I paid 200 and something bucks for these. It almost came out to $1 socket, but I had 299 sockets, and it's every chrome socket that Craftsman's ever made. And if I can beat this up, break it, go down to Sears, say, hey, I need a new one. They give me a new one. I don't think you can really beat that. But if I had all the money in the world, yeah, I'd have the best tool I could possibly find. But I don't. Okay, this is my electrical drawer. Got heat shrink, ladder for doing that stuff, all kinds of electrical fittings, electrical tape, 12-volt test light, multimeter. You definitely need one to test things. Zip ties, crimp tool, stripper. If you haven't seen one of these or haven't used one, get one. The best way to strip right there, unless it's at a strip club. Well, most girls at strip clubs aren't that good looking, so that's a good stripper. This is a soldering gun. I'm sure you guys know what it is, but guaranteed 100% the best way to make an electrical connection. Solder it, do it right, make it look good, then heat shrink it, loom it. You'll never have an issue out of that connection. It'll look professional, it'll be done right, and it'll last you forever. So think about that. Definitely don't make crappy, ugly electrical connections in your vehicle. Here I have my specialty sockets or specialty area. This is a 1/2 inch and 3/8 torque wrench, 1/4 inch torque wrench. These are those, I don't know, these are Husky, but they pass through. Those come in handy every once in a while. So I kind of cut out this foam for it. And these are all big hex sockets. Come in real handy. And then I have Torx, which if you have a Jeep, you need a good Torx socket set. It's a must. Now these ones with the holes, I call them safety Torx. Other people call them different things, but some Torx have a dowel that goes in there, and you can't use a normal Torx unless you beat that dowel down to where you can get that Torx head in there. But if you have a Jeep, you need a Torx set. And then I call these reverse Torx. I don't know if that's the real name, but that's what I call them. Set of those. Go down there. So that's that one. And then we got odd and end hammers, cut off wheel, things like that. Music, gotta have the music. You can tell I'm kind of partial to Milwaukee. That's what I use at work. It's what I've always used in the HVAC business. So that's what I like to use. My ratchets are not in my toolbox right now, and I want to get more, and there'll be more, but I've got a 1/4 inch here, 3/8 here, 1/2 inch stuff all here. And this one I made, it's pretty easy to do. All it is basically a 3/8 ratchet, and I cut it off and ground it down to make it a stubby. So whenever you're in tight places, you can get in there and use that little guy. So if you have a ratchet that you're not a big fan of, you know, that works good, that's not your baby, you can cut it down and do that with it. Comes in handy when you need it. Other than that, you know, that's pretty much my garage. We got the tool rolls. My wife got that for me. That's about how I feel about them. So, and my creeper and things like that. You know, household stuff that you need. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much what I got. If you end up needing a specialty tool, go to O'Reilly's and use it, rent it, and then if you use it twice in a year, go ahead and buy one. You know, you can find good deals, but that's pretty much my rule of thumb. If I use it twice in a year, then I'll go ahead and buy one. But other than that, with what I have, I can do anything. Anything that I need to do besides maybe get some specialty tools or rent something. But with what I have there, I can tear this Jeep down 100% with no problems. No, it's not the fastest. Yes, it would be great to have a great impact with every impact socket, and the wobble sockets. I really love wobble sockets. That's going to be a purchase soon, probably. But it'd be really nice to have all that stuff, and I'll get it eventually. But really, necessity-wise, you don't need too much to be able to accomplish what you need to accomplish. Just a little bit of knowledge, willing, and the guts to get in there and do it. So if you have any questions, comment and ask me questions, and I'll reply as soon as possible, and like and subscribe and things like that. I don't know what the next video I'm gonna make is. There'll be one coming up soon. I've got some lights. You can't really see my bumper that well, but that's an off-road bumper, you know, that I got on there. I've got 4 LED lights that I'm gonna be cutting into the bumper and installing. They're flush mount lights. I'm gonna be doing that soon. So that'll probably be my next video. And then soon I'll have some best top seats that I wanna put in. Bed tread, floor mats that I want to put in, and things like that. So there's some good videos that'll be coming up, guys. So definitely keep looking at the page and checking things out and liking the stuff, so we can get more videos up here. There's going to be a 4-inch suspension sometime in the near future, hopefully. 35 1250s sometime in the near future. Hopefully the suspension will be either a long arm kit or a short arm adjustable control arms. So hopefully that happens soon. Hopefully some driving around Ponca here in Arkansas in the Ozark Mountains happens soon. So with the top off, spring may be here in a couple of months, so be happy about that. So definitely keep checking things out, and comment, ask me questions, and I'll get you some answers. All right, thanks for watching, guys.